Kamusta Ka Royal Empire, I hope you are doing well because I am doing amazing! It's King Akel here and we are back again with another video. Today we have a story time and it is discovering our Filipino roots, heritage, something. I don't know what the title is. It's something, you see it, I don't because I don't know yet. But that's what we're talking about. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it!
It's not that I want you to hear. Yeah. It's not the way you say it to my eyes. I know that I can make things clear.
So, let's start from the beginning. Why don't we know anything about being Filipino? Well, I'll tell you why. Our great-grandfather was a doozy. He had my grandmother and then left and fled back to Hawaii. And then she didn't grow up with any knowledge. So, no, I don't have any knowledge. Quick, simple, easy. There we go. Let's move forward. That was very short on why we don't know it. But let's go into talking about what we do know now. Because of our self-love journey, which if you haven't seen part 1, you should go check that out. It's very good. At least I think it's very good. I made it. So yeah, self-love journey. Like I said, my grandmother, she didn't have a heritage, but she knew she was Filipino. Wait, she knew she was Hawaiian, right? And then we grew up, my mother was like, yeah,
I'm Hawaiian.
and da-da-da-da-da. I always just thought that, never looked too much into it, cause like, I'm just like black as hell, and it was just like, okay, whatever. Didn't really care at the time. Then a few years ago, like 2018, my uncle was just randomly like,
Hey, do you know what Filipino?
I guess he took a DNA test and he found out. I was like, oh, okay, still didn't care. Cause I'm like, whatever, bye. But, yeah, as I went on my self-love journey, watched part 1, I wanted to just learn to love and accept every part of who I am. And so a part of that was also learning to love every part of our DNA. Randomly, as I was like going through this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn more about my heritage, my Nigerian, my Filipino. Well, at the time I didn't know it was Nigerian or Filipino. I mean, I knew it was Filipino, I didn't know it was Nigerian. But I'm like, I'm gonna learn more. I was thinking about taking a DNA test, but I never did. I was just going through most of this COVID happened and all that crap, and I was just like, you know, I should have started binge watching K-pop and things, and bam, started the channel. It's crazy. This actually was recently, around the time that I stopped uploading 24/7, because, you know, I used to upload every single day. I was like, bam, 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 getting enough for you guys, but then I needed a break. Because we were going through life-changing and growing events, like truly finding out who we are, you know? So, I found this app on New Year's Eve, or like a little before New Year's Eve. I don't know. Someone was in the blogs about some celebrities on this app, Clubhouse, and so I downloaded Clubhouse. Bam! Like a week later than that, I don't know how. Oh yeah, I was adding things onto my section of my interests, and I like put Filipino in there because I'm like, okay, that'd be cool if I could talk to some Filipino people. Because I was on the and just so happened that a room popped up. It was like,
Are you Philippine AOX enough?
and I was like, am I? I don't think so. I don't know Tagalog. Never had any Filipino food. I didn't even know the Philippines was made up of islands until, like, you know, I went bigger into my discovery. I didn't know any of this. It was like, didn't know what a Jollibee was. So I went in the room and I was invited on stage. I went there just to listen, but then I was invited on stage. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm on stage, then I'm gonna go up there and I'll talk. So my heart's going like ba-boom, 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 and I'm like sweating, and I don't know why because I'm laying in bed on my phone. It's like an audio only app, but I was still like, oh my gosh, like this is like therapy. It was like therapy because I actually cried, but we're not crying now. So then we went in there and we explained our story. I gave you guys a short version at the beginning, but this is a longer version, but I can't put that on YouTube. Maybe one day, not today. So I told my story, and then it was just like an influx of love. It was just like over, and I was like, and I was just receiving it, and I just felt so warm and happy, and this was like a part of me. I was like, wow, putting the pieces together, because during my self-love journey, I just felt like I've been stacking the pieces together and becoming a complete person, and this was just a piece that I didn't even know I was missing, and it just came together, and I felt a little bit more whole in that moment, and it was just beautiful, you know? And then since that day, oh, the journey has been so amazing. Okay, so after that room on Clubhouse, a lot of people like followed me, a lot of Filipinos. So I started seeing that influx of like Pinoy rooms just popping up on my page. And so there was this one room called Filipino Excellence Daily that I used to go in, and because it every day, and then you should just have discussions. And so I used to go in there and just listen, and the topics were things like I could relate to, and it just was very eye-opening just to hear like experiences from like Filipinos, like half Filipinos, full Filipinos, black and Filipino, white and Filipino. Like it was just, you know, people who like knew about being Filipino, people who didn't, people who knew Tagalog, people who didn't. It was just like a whole bunch of different experiences, and I just was like, oh wait, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one, you know? So I kind of just was like, okay, like it made me feel like I belong. And then little while, I got moderated up, and I started enjoying getting conversation as a mod, and that was scary. I'm like, I should have been modding these conversations, because I'm like a new Filipino. Like, I know nothing. I don't even know Tagalog yet. We're learning a little bit. I took a few lessons, but they're $15 a lesson, and you're supposed to take 3 lessons a week, and then I'm poor. I just moved to LA. So bear with me. When we get more money, we'll get more lessons. If anyone wants to start to GoFundMe for my Tagalog lessons, I appreciate it, you know, because we would love salon. Anyway, back to it. Being in that room, I made so many great connections, family, and just like, it was, it's amazing. Like, I just got my kapatids now, and I talk to my kuya and my bunso all the time, and I think I butchered bunso, but it's totally okay. Like, we're besties, and I love her. Shout out to you. Anyway, they've just taught me so much, and just like, another piece of the puzzle, just like, because your first piece was like just learning to accept and like start learning the being Filipino, and then the second piece was like just the people, and then the third piece was the food. Oh, let's talk about the food. Lumpia is amazing. Jollibee, I love peach mango pies. I'm going to do a story time on my first time trying Jollibee. I'm going to try to record it after, so I have enough time. That was hilarious. But anyway, save that for another video. Watch that one. It was a time. It was a hoot. But yeah, so Jollibee is amazing. Lumpia is amazing. Oh, mwah, love it. This is, okay, if it's a comment that I haven't tried a lot, I love Lumpia, I don't for Jollibee. Am I basic? I feel like I feel basic. I feel like those are the main things, and I need to try more. But that we're still on a discovery process, so we'll try more foods. Yeah, even though I have all the great experiences and everything, growing up not having your heritage and learning it as you're older, you still feel in the back of your mind like, can you truly even, like, should you even, it's not just is it worth it, but like, can you truly proudly call yourself something when you don't truly know everything? You haven't grown up with it, you know, your whole life, even though it's a part of you, but you haven't grown up with it. So can you truly say it? And I've had these discussions before, and you are always enough. But even still making this video, it's just like, am I enough? And you know, it's just a little voice in the back of your head that just keeps badgering. And yeah, you are enough, you're always enough. Thank you, Kuya. He teaches me that. So, okay, so we'll stop with the anxiety and we'll move forward. We talked about the people, but we should talk about them more, because just Filipinos are just so loving and opening and welcoming. They have the biggest hearts ever. Like, I love all my Pinoy family. Shout out to everyone that I've met through Clubhouse and off of Clubhouse. But yeah, so because of Clubhouse, I finally decided to take a DNA test. And I was like, how Filipino am I? And then we took the DNA test, we found out we were 17.4% Filipino and Austronesian, which makes sense because the Philippines and Hawaii. Makes sense. Put them together, bam. We found out that we're probably someone from the Central Visayas. I'm learning Tagalog, even though I don't think in the Visayas they even speak Tagalog. But we're learning, because every time I meet someone Filipino,
Do you know Tagalog?
no, I don't know it. And they give me this weird look, and I'm like, I scream inside. I'm like, I'm learning, give me time. If you knew what I've been through, you would understand. You wouldn't look at me like that. Judgmental eyes. So loving. No, it's okay. But yeah, I really want to go one day to the Philippines and visit all the islands sometimes, all 7,000 islands. Can I just travel through them all? Is it easy to do that? Have people done that? How many islands can you get to in a day? It's a question to think about. I don't know. I know nothing. I'm learning. I thought I knew a lot. So I don't really know much. I've met people and I've been talking to people about things, but I don't know much. So we are beginning our journey still. It's been like 6 months that we've been discovering and learning, and I've been to a Pinoy get together, and it was great because we sung karaoke and ate food, and it was amazing, and everyone got drunk. It was a blast. Loved it. We're happy. So yeah, so without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.